She closed her eyes and waited for the human soldier to eat her, but it didn't happen as she thought, written without any commas. She had been taught all her life that humans were monsters, beasts who wore fire and teeth who came from the stars and metal shells to devour worlds and leave nothing behind but ash. So when the human soldier cornered her in a canyon when her weapons were broken and her limbs trembling, she did the only thing that made sense. She closed her eyes and waited to be consumed. But it did not happen as she thought. There was no roar, no tearing pain, no screaming sky. There was only silence, then a sound like breath, then another, and then nothing. She opened her eyes slowly, expecting to see the maw of a beast, expecting to see death reflected in metal. But instead she saw a man, tall, broad-armored, but not aiming a weapon, not growling, not even moving, just watching her with eyes that did not gleam with hunger, but with something else. Something confused, something cautious, maybe even kind. "Why did you not finish?" she asked, her voice weak, her throat dry. He tilted his head slightly. "I do not kill those who surrender," he said. She frowned. "I did not surrender," I submitted. "There is a difference," he asked. "Yes," she said. "Then I do not understand your kind," he said. "Neither do I," she replied. He lowered his weapon, then powered it down, set it aside. She flinched out of habit, but he did not come closer. He simply sat on a rock not far away and removed his helmet. His face was young but weathered skin, sun-touched hair, dark eyes soft. Too soft for a killer. Yet she had seen what his kind could do. "You should run," she said. "I will not stop you." He nodded. "I know." "Then why stay?" "Because I want to know your name." She blinked. "My name?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because if I am going to choose not to kill you, I want to know who you are." She laughed once short. "And bitter you think a name will make it easier." "Maybe not easier," he said, "but more real." She looked at him for a long time. Then finally said it means second-born forgotten shadow. "That is not a name," he said. "It is the only one I was given." "Then I will call you something else, something better." "Why?" she asked. "Because you are alive," he said, "and that is a beginning." They stayed there in the canyon, while night began to fall, stars emerging like watchers in the sky. She should have run. Should have crawled away into the darkness and disappeared. But her legs ached, her body burned, and something about his presence stilled her. He offered her water. She refused. He left it near her anyway. He did not speak again, just sat watching the stars. She stole glances at him, unsure what to make of a predator, who did not hunt a soldier, who did not kill a man, who sat in silence beside his enemy. At some point she fell asleep. When she woke, the sun was rising, and he was still there. The water was gone. She looked at him suspicious. "Did you poison it?" "No." He said, "I drank it." "Why?" "To prove it was safe." She narrowed her eyes. "You are strange for a human." "And you are strange for an alien." They sat again, this time closer. Not touching, but not as distant. She noticed things about him, then the scars along his jaw, the way his fingers twitched when he thought too long the faint hum of some device on his wrist. He was real, not a myth, not a monster, just real. Over the next days, they spoke more. Not much, but enough. She told him of her world, once blue, now burned, of her people, once proud, now scattered, of her sister, lost in the last strike. He told her of Earth, once crowded, now united by fear of the stars, how he had trained, how he had been told her kind were all threats. "We both were lied to," she said. Yes, he agreed. They found shelter in a cave, dry, high, and hidden. He brought food, strange but edible. She brought fire from stones. They survived. Together. One night as wind howled outside, she said, "Do you still see me as prey?" "No." He said, "I see you as something else." "What?" "I do not know yet." Then she leaned close and whispered, "I am afraid." "So am I," he said. Then they were silent again, but not with fear, with understanding. Days turned to weeks. Her wounds healed. His laughter returned. They learned words in each other's tongue, created names for stars only they could see. They hunted, shared, rested, watched the sky. Then one morning she turned to him and said, "I dreamed you ate me." He tensed. "Did I?" "No," she said, "you kissed me." He blinked and I did not wake in fear. He reached for her hand, then not fast, not firm, just a brush of skin against skin. She did not pull away. "Then maybe the dream is worth chasing," he said. "Maybe," she whispered. And they sat in the light of the rising sun, hands barely touching hearts, no longer afraid.